up because I'm not alone in the studio. I've got my girls here.
Girls.
There's Olububus, of course, it's gonna be the constant right here. And then Ove Marie, she decided to join us after weeks of missing in action. And then we have BB Fresh. It's me that added the fresh.
Tell us.
The woman of the gear is fresh. Even me, that I'm a girl, I'm looking like, why now? Why are you fresh like this? Why so fresh? Height.
No, I know I'm so short now.
Don't worry about it. So right, guys, we have Baby Fresh right here in the studio. We have Ove Marie and we have Olububus, and of course there's Martha right here in the studio. They are just joining you guys too, but I've been here with you from the morning up until now, and this is the final hour of the show. It's not time. I'm supposed to say, welcome to the Girlfriend Show! But anyways, welcome guys. Thank you for joining us right here again in the studio. It's officially time for the Girlfriend Show, and this is where we get to talk about other people's business. But sometimes it can become our business, but that's why we're talking about it, so that you'll be woke when it happens. Now, today's show, it's a conversation that started out on Instagram. I'm sure we all know Mary Remy Njoko. She's a very popular, Nigerian producer, excellent lady there, doing great things, amazing things for herself. And then she came out on Instagram and she made this post, which I'll be reading out to us. And then we'll hear what everyone in the studio here thinks before we open up the phone lines for you all to tell us exactly what you think about that. Now, she said, if marriage ends, change of name should be optional. Someone cannot build a name for many years and be asked to change it just because Oga no one do again. A mother shouldn't be compelled to have a different name from her underage kids, except she's allowed to change their names too. Besides, some whites have been responsible for putting their surnames on the map. Asking them to drop it is like stealing their copyright, except she wants to. Say, for instance, Martha here turns from one Martha to Martha Alu to Martha whatever. Martha turns to another name, and then I start doing the work that I'm doing. Everyone starts to know me. Martha Alu has changed, and then there's Martha who again? Obasanjo. Martha Obasanjo gets on and starts doing a lot of big things, and people start hearing Martha and the name of her husband. And now, God forbid something happens, the both of you are no longer together, and you are expected to change that name just because you guys are not doing it again. Meanwhile, you've already put the name of that man on the map because you're doing things bearing the surname. First of all, I also have my reservations about completely changing your name when you get married. I've said it here many times, not because you are trying to be a feminist or a stubborn woman, but because sometimes these things have implications on your career. If you're a woman that is looking to be a sit-at-home mom, that's perfect. You can change it, because I see you guys do it a lot. You marry on Saturday, on Sunday, you have changed your name. For people who don't, there are people who don't want anything with building a career. That's okay. That's beautiful. You can change your name. But for people who are looking at building a career, or who have already started building a career before getting married, it will be unfair for such a person to completely take out that name from, the name that they're bearing. I'd rather you add the name of your spouse to that name, just so that, you have continuity with that name, and your children will be able to use the name. Because as far as I'm concerned, your name is the biggest asset you can leave for anybody. Because if I go somewhere, my name should be able to open a door for you. Just by mentioning my name, you should be able to get a thing or two. So that's like one of the biggest inheritance you can leave for anybody. But now we're in a situation where this person has children, has already built the name of the man, and then the relationship does not work any longer. Should she be forced to changing that name, or should she keep the name? What do you guys think about that? Let's start with the person who has left us for 1 year.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear you.
It's Ove Marie. I left and I came back.
All right. It's good that the prodigal.
And
I conquered. I know you you really saw, but let's hear you.
Oh, well, the truth is, you actually said everything in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
And for this person you said is a celebrity that
Mhm.
asked this question is a celebrity, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a whole different thing.
entirely.
Yes, there are times that you're married. If you're not building career,
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing. Change it and move on.
Says change it and move on.
If you're not building a career with your name, change it
Okay,
and move on. But then, when you have kids, it's complicated.
complicated.
And then, if you have a career and you've used that name,
Mm-hmm.
you add, you leave. Let it be there.
The name of your spouse,
Yes.
even if you've broken up.
Yes. I feel it's just you can't use one solution for all the problems.
All the problems. Okay.
It differs, and I think people have to have understanding about that.
Mhm.
Yes. So if you are building a career
Mm-hmm.
and you leave the marriage
Doesn't work out.
it doesn't work out anymore,
Mm-hmm.
please leave the name. Find a way to put your maiden name back there,
Mm-hmm.
maybe side by side
Mm-hmm.
for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Get it attached.
So that people can become aware of it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And then you can trash it.
Trash it. That's the way you said it. But let's hear Baby Fresh. Let's hear her.
Hello, I don't know if I should use myself or I should just generally say, I think it depends on the person. I would say if you're already using the name, the surname in most of the things you're doing, like academically, or if you have kids, like I have kids,
Okay.
and, you keep the name if you've already been using it, except you've not been using the name, you've not had children,
Okay.
and then you can revert back to your maiden name.
Okay.
So keep the name.
So you can keep the name.
Yeah, you can keep the name.
All right. So let's hear Olubibus.
All right. Okay. So for me, you know that nobody goes into marriage thinking you're going to get divorced.
Yeah, of course.
So at that point in time, you don't think that okay, let me keep this name because maybe later in life we are not going to be together.
Mm-hmm.
So coming down to it, I think it's personal. If you want to keep the name, you can keep it. Now,
Okay.
when you have children, it's going to be a little bit tricky
Okay.
because your children will have to bear the name of their father.
Yeah.
And so you bearing another name might be a little bit somehow like they begin to ask questions.
So you
and
go and pick your
and-
children from
and-
school and they'll tell you.
Exactly. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I think it's personal. Whatever
Okay.
you want to do, you have to think about it
Mm-hmm.
and find a way around it.
Okay. So you think it's personal.
Yeah.
Now, in an instance where the man is saying, remove my name from your name. I have kids with this man. The kids are with me. Remove my name from your name. I don't want it there anymore. This is a situation right here. It's a bit more serious than we're thinking. Because for some, the man doesn't care what you do with your name. If you want to move on, move on. If you want to keep using that name, keep using that name for all I care. But some men are saying, I don't want you to keep using that name. Take my name off your name. But you cannot change the name of your children. What would you do in such a situation? Because it's serious. The children will ask questions. Mommy, why's your name not the same with our names? They will definitely ask questions. Of course, when they come of age, they'll get to know what had transpired, before the separation and all of that. But before then, you owe them an explanation. What would you do in such an instance? You are breathing.
Okay.
Martha, I think it is quite malicious
Mm-hmm.
that your man will want you to take his name out.
Your ex-man.
Your ex-man will force you
Mm-hmm.
to take his name out, especially if you've built that name.
Okay.
I think it's malicious.
Mhm.
What are you trying to do? Ruin me? Because
Okay.
that's what I'm asking myself. Why? Why is he forcing her to take the name out
Name
of her
out.
when he knows very well that she has a name with that name?
Yeah, she has a name with that name.
Yes. So that's it. I think it's malicious.
Okay.
He should
Let's
say
see.
what is in his
His
mind,
mind.
with his full chest.
All right.
Hey, we all know there's no smoke without fire.
Of course.
So for a man to say that, obviously there are problems. It's
Underlying problems.
Definitely there are underlying problems. There they're having differences. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe just to hurt the woman, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, because I know most men don't really bother if you're keeping the name or not. If we can refer to some celebrities that we know that have kept the name even after parting ways with their spouses.
yeah.
So I just think they need to sort it out.
They need to sort it out.
Yeah, because she's got children, and you can't expect me not to keep the name. Like, I'm keeping my husband's name because I've got kids. I can't be answering why are you bearing this and why are we having different names. No, I'm keeping it.
We're keeping it.
Yeah.
All right, people, let's hear you guys. What do you think about this? A relationship that no longer works for both parties, and for whatever reason they are separated. Now they have kids in the equation. Do you think that woman should keep that name, or you think she should let that name out of her name since they're no longer together? And what do you think are the future implications of either of these decisions? Let us hear you on 090 7353 0044 or 090 8766 8888. You can also be a part of this conversation by sending us a message on WhatsApp on 090 9705 4450. Do you think a woman should keep the name of her spouse even if they are separated? This is both for the men and the women now. The man, would you let your wife, your ex-wife, keep your name even when you guys are separated? Would you let the woman keep your name? Or would you also let her change if you're not letting her keep your name, would you let her change the name of her children as well? Let's hear what your thoughts are. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome and thanks for joining us.
My name is
Your name is?
Gugoshuwan. I'm calling from.
All right, Ugochukwu, thank you for joining us. Let's hear you. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay. About the name where you put the name doesn't
Sorry?
even though the name doesn't mean anything.
The name doesn't mean anything.
Yes.
Okay.
Even though they're separated,
Okay.
they're not more together anymore.
Okay.
If he answer the name,
Okay. So you'd let her answer your name.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ugochukwu, for letting us know this.
Okay, thank you.
All right, do have a lovely day. Okay, there seems to be a straightforward person right here. I'm letting her keep the name. Let's see what you all think. Keep your calls coming through. It's the Girlfriend Show. It's supposed to be as bubbly as possible because you guys will be letting us know what your thoughts are about this on 09073 530044 or 09087 668888. What are your thoughts on this? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Martha.
Amy, how are you doing today?
Fine.
All right, let's hear you.
Matter today, it's really complicated though. And just yeah. It depends on what make us broke up.
Okay.
Yeah. If we just broke up on normal basis, like we just quarreled and then she left with the child and I chased her away, there's no problem for her to sign it. There's no problem.
Okay.
If it's like before she left, she have told something and she's this kind of lady that's always she's so dangerous for a man to handle.
Dangerous. What do you mean by dangerous?
If she's so dangerous that I won't let her use my name. Even we'll carry this and go to court because you may use my name now to oppress someone and that person may bow down to you. So for me, for this matter now, it depends on what makes them got separated. But if it's in a positive way, there's nothing no that children should answer his name because what is the children going to answer now? And if she's going to get married to another man, that's when we can sit down and remove the name. And then after the new husband name. But for now, let that children answer that ex-man name.
Okay.
Yeah, and let's after and explain everything to our children.
All
So that
right.
is it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amy, for joining us. And thank you for letting us know this. Why I said it depends on the separation. How you guys separated. The woman now, she's left with very little or no option at all. especially if children are in the question. You know, if children are not involved, it's always easy to dissolve it. It's always easy. Everybody will go their separate ways and there'll be no troubles. But once children come into the equation, it's always very difficult to dissolve because the children will ask questions. And they are very inquisitive people, those children. They will ask you 10 to 15 questions in split seconds. Like, you have to answer the questions.
Answer first.
Do you get? So you have to answer the questions, regardless of what you think or whether you guys are together or not. You must answer the questions of these kids. And now, in a situation where the man is even a criminal, you still have to bear that name.
That's
You
a
know that.
special case.
And I think that
Criminal
people,
is
yes,
going to be dicey because every time his name is brought up, the child is linked to the criminal's name or the mother.
what will you do? What would you do?
It's dicey.
Because let me tell you something. I don't think we understand the gravity of names. That's why we're easy to flip it.
Yes.
This part of the country, we don't understand the gravity of our names. So we flip it. When they say a good name is better than wealth, I don't think we know really what that means.
No, because their names that open doors.
Yes,
So,
their names are open doors and their names are closed doors.
doors as well.
So you see, you have this name. You have to. Everyone knows that the man is a criminal, and the internet has records of this. Your children will be forced to bear the name because even if the man is not there to talk, the man's family will be there to talk about it. These children must bear the name, except they are God-fearing people or they are people that really know what they're doing. They'll be like they will know they'll know the emotional effect keeping that name will do on those children when they are grown. But again, I don't think we really understand what names are. So we will not be changing our names like that if we really understand it. So this is it. But you guys, keep it coming through. Let's hear you. What do you think should be done? Should a woman be allowed to keep the name of her spouse even though they are no longer together? The marriage is not working. The man says, I know they do again. Should she keep the name or should she trash the name? Because a lot of people will have different things to say about it. This one says, no, my name opened doors, and once we divorce, you are no more entitled to such privilege. This is a man talking. No, my name opened doors, and once we divorce, you are no more entitled to such privilege. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you? It's Abdullah calling from Bali.
All right, Amdala, thank you for joining us. Let's hear you.
It's very hot. Pertaining to the topic of discussion, I think it depends on the tradition, yes, or the religion that a person belongs. For
Okay.
instance, in the Muslim north, a woman is not supposed to bear the name of her husband. It is only the children, begotten children of the couple that are supposed to bear the husband's name.
So what name will she bear?
She should bear the name of her actual father.
Okay. Even though they are
Her
married.
father, the father that has begotten her, she is to bear the name, even in her matrimonial home. But the children that you got through her, they are to bear your name, being the husband. That is how it is. So we don't have much problem of this. That is the Muslim law. But I know some of our brothers and sisters in the Christendom are following the principle that you are discussing. And to me, I think even with that, there is need to have understanding. If the tradition allows that to continue to succeed until maybe she remarry, they should sustain it until she remarry. Because you discover that she has to go and change her name again through affidavit, publication in newspaper, and all other things. So, except in a situation where they will say other items or other things remain the same. That is the only thing. But I think there is need to understand one another, and especially if you have children with the woman. So, bearing your name, I think, is not a hard you can just overlook it. God bless you and bless you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. We do appreciate you. Now, in a situation like this where they are not compelled to bearing your husband's name, I think this is even more difficult because if you guys
Just mention
separate,
Muslims.
yes,
So,
I'm
okay,
just
so you
hearing
will not
that.
call her Mrs. What will you now call the person? You call her by her father's name?
you call her by her father's name. I don't know. Yes, he said you should bear the name
I'm
of,
not sure.
Just
I'm not
hearing
sure.
that for the
but
first
he's a
I see
Muslim.
people, I see Mrs.
Yes.
I see Muslims named that are bearing their husband's name. So
Husband's name.
I'm not sure about
Maybe
this.
I think it's based on agreement.
Maybe because
Maybe.
You
Because-
know, there's a reason why it's like that.
why?
It's very easy for them to divorce their wives.
Okay,
Okay, Muslims.
so that's
It's
why.
very easy.
Okay.
So they could just tell you pack up and leave.
And leave. It's not like the normal procedure and
Yes.
everything. Okay, let's see who we have here. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Master.
Good afternoon, actually.
Yeah, my name is Neto, calling from Storm City.
Hi, network. Please turn down the volume of your radio.
Network.
Yeah, I do. Good
Ah.
afternoon, Happy New Year to everyone there.
Same to you.
Same here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to have my contribution this way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Looking it scripturally
Okay.
and looking it traditionally and looking at it legally.
Okay.
When a woman is getting married to a man,
Okay.
I think it's right for the woman to put his name to the man.
Okay.
Why? Because every legal things which is required traditionally in the family of the woman was officially done and given. So automatically the woman is a part, and not only being a part, she herself is of the man. So automatically the name of the woman should put it to the man, so that in line when the children comes in, the names becomes one. Like you
Okay.
rightly said,
Mhm.
if something happens and they separate while the children are there, it becomes a problem. If the woman has a different name
Mhm.
that attached to the father, it becomes a problem, and the children will be so inquisitive to find out what really happened,
Mhm.
and it becomes a problem tomorrow to the children.
Okay.
But in case if something happens, that is a different ballgame, and the both parties know how to settle it, and they
Okay.
know how to work things out. But let it be to the interest of the children,
Of
so that the
course.
men should not be in the right.
Stranded.
That is my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Network. Thank you so much for joining us and for that contribution there.
Interesting.
Interesting. You're legally married. Scripturally, he said, everything that is to be done is done. You should take on the name of your spouse. But in the case where you guys divorce, and the thing is, the first person said, I think it's Amy that said, the way we break up is one thing. Because if we break up on such a terrible note, anything about you is going to connote pain. I would most definitely not want to keep it. So like you said again, the men have little or no problem with the name thing. It's just the woman, and then society that is not in the situation have a lot of say in these things. But someone here is saying, man or woman, he says, he says, please, if they want to be taking their names back after a divorce, then changing names after marriage should be optional. So if you want to take your name back, I should be able to keep my name, after marriage. Now, this one says, that's why most of the rules of Nigeria and marriages in Nigeria doesn't sit well with me. You marry a woman and you now start building together. After 5 years, you decide you are not doing again, and the woman is supposed to start her life from scratch, leave a house she invested in, move back to her father's house. If she's not buoyant or squat with a friend, that is very unfair, considering you guys built a home together. Now, name, common MTN change of name. I was asked to go to court. Imagine telling a woman to change her name after over 20 years of marriage. That is literally stealing her identity, an identity that she built, and it is unfair.
Very unfair.
That's what another person says here. Then this one says, after a divorce in Nigeria, your last name does not automatically revert to your former or maiden name. The changing of your last name is entirely your choice, as the law does not mandate a name change. These are some of the reactions we have here. Let's hear what your thoughts are. 09073530044 or 09087668888. On WhatsApp, you can also send us a reaction like the host of others have done on 09097054450. Let us hear you. And of course, you guys, you can catch up with us live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. We have some very beautiful ladies seated right here in the studio. So for your viewing pleasure, you might want to see all of them and hear their beautiful voices. All of them. So you guys can catch us at Eagles FM Abuja, because the Girlfriend Show is streaming live right there. Let's see who we have here. Hi there. Good afternoon. Hello.
Anybody home?
Good afternoon. All right. I guess we lost that one, and it's a very bad time to have poor network, because network actually just really called us. Network called us. No.
Say something.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, that's why, like overseas, we see these people. Do we have a caller?
I think we do, but the network is kind of in the way. Just let's hear you.
So that's why we have prenuptials.
Yes.
In that, we have a lot of conditions that you
Okay.
need to fulfill before, like both of you need to agree to.
Yeah.
But we don't have that right here in Nigeria.
You will not agree. You will not agree.
So, because I know that if it's like overseas, you can take this to court, because they will tell you things you acquired before getting married and after getting married are for you. Do you get it? So these prenuptials, it's very good. There are some things, there are some conditions that are stated in there. So maybe the name change, of course, you could actually say, okay, I don't want to change my name.
I want to keep the
I want
name.
to, yes, and it's stated in that prenuptials.
Okay.
But sadly, like I said, we don't have
We
it.
don't do
And for me,
Welcome.
like you said, for a man who says that don't use my name, I think he's malicious.
Being spiteful.
He wants to bring you down. Maybe you've had like some things with the name. That's
Just
taking
look
you
at that
from-
reaction. He says, my name opens doors. The moment we are no longer together, you have lost the privilege.
Exactly.
You see that. See things like that. Let's see. Hello, good afternoon. Very bad time to be having, but you
Yes,
guys,
definitely.
I tell you guys all the time, it hasn't changed. It's 2024. We shouldn't be having bad network. If you definitely want to contribute, you of course know that you need to climb the tallest building right where you are. That gives you the perfect reception. Oh, you
But
climb
please don't fall down.
the top of a tree. Is not on my account. I just give you advice. Do what you want with that. But let's hear you. We definitely want to hear what your contributions are as we guys this conversation. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome and thank you for joining us on the show.
Happy New Year to you
Sa-
guys.
Same to you. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Paul from Cairo.
Paul, hey, Happy New Year.
Follow.
Happy New Year. You ran away.
Hey, Mata. You climb me, I'm on top of Control Tower.
Oh, that's good. That's why we're getting you.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Mata. You see, when the woman,
Yeah,
was this your name that opened doors for her womb for children to come out?
exactly my point.
What's the benefit? There's nothing in this name thing, Jerry. You go with my name and you enjoy it, whatever you want to enjoy. Me, I don't see any big deal in the name.
Okay.
There's nothing. If you are together, you enjoy. In fact, you see, like some of our people that are from the north, you know, like what one of the scholars said, some of them use 3 names.
3 names.
Like somebody can use, my wife will use her father's name, then my name will come as the 3rd one. the second name. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Let's assume they say Martha, John, Paul.
Mm.
You get my point?
Yeah.
In that instance, you can easily knock off the Paul
Okay.
And then count Martha Jan.
because he has been known with the John
Okay.
and Paul.
Okay. Okay.
So, but in this, me as a man, I don't see any big deal in it.
Okay.
The name is there for one. Look at the children that are involved. What questions to reduce all those curiosity and questions.
Mm-hmm.
Let it known be there so that no matter what happens, you shared good times together.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what happens, you shared good times together.
Of course.
Who knows, maybe it was at the time you married and God gave you a job. So
Of
can you
course.
now say because you are no more together, you return that? Okay, return that job now. Or do that job or all those things that you can see in our own faith. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You say you find a wife, and it's good thing. You understand?
Yeah.
So can you now say that one to take your favor back? A lot of questions. So a lot of questions. You know. If you enjoy the Thomas Sarah, you also enjoy the stone that are in the Thomas Sarah.
Of course. All right.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. If you eat, I will